I hope your day is off to an amazing start. So, guys, we are way behind today. Couple of reasons. Man, I'm just so out of it. Number one, I woke up at like 2 this morning and I was just wide awake for no reason. So, I was up for several hours. But I didn't fall back asleep till like, I don't know, closer to 5. And then my husband got up pretty early, and then, we went back to bed. And so, anyway, got back up. I have a million things to get done today. And then I sat down like an hour ago to do the reading. And of course, guess what? Like, all my levels were off. So, hopefully, the sound is a little bit better today. Whoops. Then I sat down. Hopefully, the sound's a little bit better today. We'll just have to kind of ride with it. And unfortunately, I switched where my microphone is plugged into, so it picks up a lot more sound. So, guys, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to let it happen. Yeah. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Let's dive in. Start with a quick social. We buy anywhere from 12 to 14 gallons of water a week, and then we usually have 3 or 4 on hand. And I am proud to say that we actually ran out of water this week. Like, I had nothing until, thank God, hubby went grocery shopping this morning, and so he just got back, and I was like, oh, I can do a social. So you guys know I'm a big water snob. So let's go ahead and dive in. Thank you, God. Thank you to our goddesses, our guides, our angels, our fairies for all the wonderful messages you've been giving us, and for all the confirmation you've been giving us and as to how we are new people. And we ask that you guide and direct our reading today and make it applicable to each of us in our lives. We also ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it. And all these many blessings we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, let's dive in. What are we going to see? I've got my sage here, or not my sage, sorry. I need to get some sage. That's on my list for today. Sage and incense until I make mine. Let's see if I can get this incense lit. All right, God, what deck are we pulling from today? All right, my eyes keep going to this to our life purpose deck. So that's what we're going to do. Guys, I apologize. I know I feel a little out of sorts this morning, and it's just mainly because I'm tired. And so I apologize if I seem a little out of sorts, but I'm up and at 'em, and I'm actually, now that we're live, I'm in a better mood. I'm like, I just want to hurry up and go live. Why can't I get this done? So thank you, God. I know that everything happens for a reason, and it's kind of cool. I appreciate y'all being so patient with me as I figure out my technology and get that together. And what's kind of cool is we're all growing together. So thank you, God, so much for your guidance and direction and all that good jazz. All right, so Archangel Michael, what do you have for us today? I feel like we're going to get 3 cards. Cut the deck. That was pretty straightforward. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Okay. Bonus. Bonus on 1. Cut the deck. Bear with me as I talk out loud. All right, y'all. Now, here's the other thing I noticed. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to put the the cards up in the corner here. Just a heads up, that camera's moving a little slow. I'm gonna blame the internet because it's I made it an IP camera, so if there's a little bit of lag time, I apologize. But let's go ahead and dive in. So for our first card, wow, we have Protected. I don't know that I've ever gotten this card before. Protected, you are safe and supported while you change your career. Wow, okay. You are safe and supported while you change your career. Protected. I've never gotten that card. What a really reassuring message, especially as we've gotten so much information on, how we are new people and we're doing new things and we're being planted into fertile soil. So as we make these transitions and as we move closer and move further into our life purpose, we're protected. And I mean, that is a straightforward card. That's like, no, what does this mean? Like, that's pretty straightforward. The next card that we get is study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Wow. So you know what you want to do and you're working towards it and you're moving in, but really I believe that Spirit's reminding us to stay focused in terms of no matter how much we know, to keep studying. And if you're moving into a career that you know you're supposed to be in, but you just really don't feel totally confident in it, continue to study, continue to read. The more information you have, the more confident you will feel in putting it out there. And again, remembering the Archangel card that we kept getting about teach and learn, or excuse me, learn and teach. It was specifically learn and teach. As you learn new things, make sure that you're going forth and that you're teaching them. So if you're feeling a little shaky, you're not quite sure, I know this is what I'm supposed to do, but remembering we've let go of those feelings of fear. And now as we move forward, we're going to continue to study and make sure that we're understanding so that we can speak boldly and speak with confidence and speak factual for that matter. And then our last card, well, I guess we have one more bonus card. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. It's pretty straightforward, right? So you're protected, you're guided, and really what I'm getting is that someone or some of you know what it is that you want to be doing or what you should be doing, that you want to make that transition, but maybe there's a little bit of fear. There's maybe a little bit of that lack going on, or really maybe it's not fear and it's lack. It's just straight up like, I don't even know, like, how am I supposed to go about this? And really you're being guided to speak to your angels. They'll guide and direct you. They'll lead you. They'll show you the path. And remember, I keep being reminded of those cards that we got probably about a month ago. We got a lot of clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance. Pay attention to the things that are around you. Pay attention to the thoughts that keep coming to your head or to your mind as they're your answered prayers. Pay attention to the things that you feel and that you see and that you hear, not just within, but also the loving advice from those around you. So talk to your angels, talk to your guides. God, what is it? Show me. And one of the things when I ask for my angels to show me something, or if I ask for God to show me something, I always, and like I said in our morning prayers, I just say, make it clear and concise. Like, please make it so that I'll understand, help me to be awake and aware, to recognize that this is you. So talk to your angels. You're already guided. You're protected. You're moving in the right direction. If you're feeling shaky, just keep studying. And we have our bonus card. Wow. Career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and you deserve. So this change that you're coming in, it's what you want. It's what you've always wanted. And what I really love about this card is notice the lighthouse, right? This what you're coming into, this new career, this that brings you the joy and the abundance. You're lighting up. You're a beacon for others. You're leading the way. How many times have you been told that you're a leader? So you're lighting up from within, and your light is shining. We keep saying, I think I've been saying this all week. This little light of mine. Let your light shine. So really just an amazing message. Now, again, I'm speaking a lot in these cards in particular because this is a life purpose deck and I'm using the word career. But understand that career doesn't necessarily mean your job. It could just mean your new way of being, new way of thinking, your new way of processing things, how you now store your memories, or, in terms of perception, right? So really career could be in terms of like your daily job and your finances, but it really could just be you and who you are at your core and at your essence and your career lifestyle, right? So again, we're being told we're protected, right? Good morning, Nicole. I'm sorry I'm a little late this morning. So we're just going to run through these again real quick. We're being reminded that we are being protected. that we're safe and supported while we change our careers, while we're changing to this new way of being. And that while we're doing so, if we're still feeling a little shaky or a little unconfident, or I'm not really sure, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but am I doing it right? How do I go about, which way do I bring about change? To keep studying, to just keep studying. The more that you study, the more confident you'll feel and the more focused you'll feel. And then finally, to talk to your angels, that they're there for you, they're guiding you. So if you have questions about, how am I supposed to go about this? Is this actually the right way? Hey, this opportunity presented itself, and we know that everything that glitters isn't always gold. So is this the right opportunity? I don't want to, be looking left and miss the opportunity right, or vice versa, or maybe they're coming from both directions. I don't know. But talk to your angels, talk to your guides, talk to God, make it plain. Just remember that you're always guided and supported. You're never in this alone. And then finally, our bonus card. You're embarking upon a career that brings you joy and abundance that you both desire and deserve. You deserve it. And again, one of the big things, I'm glad that word kind of came up, because one of the big things that I personally had to let go, or that I've been working on, even for, in hindsight, kind of a couple of years. There's a lot of times where maybe things happened in life and we got something good, and we kind of sabotaged it, or maybe we didn't sabotage it, but maybe we didn't put as much effort into maintaining it or keeping it. And a lot of times those feelings come from not feeling worthy. Like, I don't feel like I actually deserve this, or this person is too good for me, or this thing is too good for me, and they're probably going to leave me anyway, so let me just go ahead and screw it up now, or this situation isn't going to last anyway, this is for the big people, this isn't usually for me. So really, that's one of the things that I've had to learn to let go of, is my feeling of a lack of worth. So not just a feeling of lack, but a lack of worth in particular. Like, maybe, this opportunity, this is beyond me. I can't handle this, guys. Nope, sorry, I can't. And I've turned away opportunities in the past because I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to do it justice. So this is, as we move into this new way of being, this new lifestyle, this new understanding, or this new quote unquote career, understanding that as you do this, that you're lighting up the world. You're not just lighting up your life, but you're a beacon of light for other people. And that it brings you joy and abundance, and that you not only the joy and abundance that you desire, but that you fully deserve. You're worthy. Right, Nicole says, no worries, love. I've been sitting here playing with my full moon charged crystals, babies. Yes, I know that is right. Yesterday, it's been an amazing full moon season. Like, I love new moon. I adore full moon. But like, this one in particular has been really transformational and really empowering. And then here again, we're getting this message that it's already been completed, right? We're not transitioning anymore. Like, the change that we're at, we're protected, we're taken care of, we're lighting up the world. And really, the message that I'm getting is, now that we are blooming and we've planted those seeds in that fertile soil, now's the time not to just sit here and go, yay, I'm in the new place. Now it's time to charge forward. And really, I think that's where we're going to start to transition, is now really moving forward deeper into that life purpose. And knowing that as change comes about, and we talked about this a little bit with the crystal card the other day, but as change comes about, that life is ever moving, that there might be some things that we haven't encountered before that might make us a little, oh, this is, what do I, but not to be nervous, to know that we're guided and protected, and that we make sure that what we're doing stays aligned with our hearts, and at that point, we continue to move forward. And so again, really what I'm getting is just move. Now's the time to move. We've shed the old. We've been planted into the new. We've now bloomed. Those roots have taken hold. We've now bloomed. All of our intentions from the last new moon and forward, and I think even in our last new moon and further back, are coming into fruition, that the universe has completed all the work that needs to go on in the background. And really, at this point, as long as we keep moving forward in our life purpose, everything that we want and need will continue to bring it here into our physical life, into our not only our mental and our spiritual realm, growing mentally and spiritually, but into our physical world as well. And again, to remember staying connected out in nature, and like Nicole, like you said, playing with your stones, your charged stones. That again, to me, that's a lot of going out in nature and making sure that you're connecting in whatever ways that you can and that are possible for you in your lifestyle. Because again, as we raise our energy up to the divine, we send out those prayers to heaven. We send out those prayers and those intentions to the universe, to our angels, to God, to our goddesses, our fairies, our guides, right? But also by planting our hands and getting back in nature, we allow that divine energy to come back down, right? So we sent out this is my intention, this is what I want. The universe said, okay, we got you. Now, here's how to bring it about into your physical world. So understanding that, our spirituality is just as much tied into our physicality, as it is into our hearts, into our minds. So to activate one, we got to activate the other, and we need to keep them both activated, if that makes sense. Nicole says, it's time to work it. Yes, it is. And really, the other thing that I've had to notice, that I've noticed about myself, and for me, it's kind of interesting. And again, I don't say this to just talk about me, but because that's the best example that I can give. My perceptions about myself have had to change, and they're naturally changing. In the sense of, for example, in the gym. Last week and the weeks prior to being in the gym, yes, I was going. Yes, I was working out. Yes, I was doing my plan. Yeah, I'm seeing some change, and I'm seeing some change in the scale and in my face and what have you. But in the reality, I just kept looking at my body, and I was like, oh, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. And as we kept getting these messages this whole week about letting go, what do we need to know moving into the full moon? Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. And all of a sudden it just clicked with me. And I started to view my body differently. And for whatever reason this week, well, not for whatever reason, we know what reason, but that change in my perception of self, in how I view my body, it just all of a sudden, I got motivated. I'm like, oh, I could almost go back to the gym. Okay, so I didn't go for a second time, but I did push harder than I normally would have. The workouts that have been kicking my ass for the last few months, like I got through them. It was so mental. I was like, I don't want to, you know what? I can totally do this. And then before I knew it, I was like, Sharita, you just finished your third set. Oh my God, Sharita, you just finished this. You were saying that you were going to have to come back to finish, but now you can go on to your next exercise and actually get it done now. Like, I've been finding like little spurts of energy that I didn't know that I had, little bits of motivation that I didn't know that were there, or that were hidden or forgotten. In addition, it's changed the way that I've viewed myself as a businesswoman, or as the information that I'm putting out. Because for me, I've tended to, even if you look at my Instagram page, I put out some pretty mainstream, somewhat esoteric, but still on the lines of the mainstream, like nothing that would make anybody go, oh my God, what is she saying? But what I'm realizing now is, as I become more comfortable and I view myself as a strong, independent woman, as I view myself as a goddess who is here on this earth for a specific mission, that now I can start to put out more content that is more specific to me. I can speak my truth. Does that make sense? Like, as we move forward, or as we view ourselves as we really are, and not as we were taught to, or not as we were someone impressed upon us, you can only do that. A lot of us are carrying these identities that were impressed upon us that aren't really true to our authentic selves. So as I step more into myself and I view myself as who I truly am from within, I'm like, dang, Sharita, you got a lot to say, and you got some really cool stuff that will actually help somebody. And I'm finding that the information flows, so it's giving me more confidence to actually put out more content that's more specific to me, not so mainstream. I hope that makes sense, y'all. I really hope that makes sense. So give me some thumbs up if that does. So again, really understanding that as we are transitioning, or we have transitioned, we're beyond the transition. We're letting go of those old thoughts of lack, those old feelings, those old I don't have, what can I do, and I don't know, and knowing that and understanding that everything is already within us. We already have the answers, and when we seek to go within, when we stop looking at the world around us and we seek to go within and we stay true to our authentic selves, that our lights shine. Look at that lighthouse. It's a celestial lighthouse. You're embarking upon a career that brings you joy and abundance that you desire and deserve. And again, this career could be, for some people, it's going to be a physical changing in jobs, or in for me, my job isn't changing, but my content is definitely changing, and my intent is changing, and my desired outcome is changing. But for a lot of people, it's going to also be, for me and me as well, I'm also noticing that this career change is just in how I live my life and how I view myself. Nicole says, I get it. I'm battling that ego. Yes, exactly. Battling the ego. And really what I'm learning is to, ever since I started working with Goddess Kali, and really she's starting to come to light more and more, or show me more of myself or more of my ego. But to recognize it and to not be frustrated with it, to recognize that it's there for a purpose, that what goes up must come down, and opposites and polarity and blah blah blah. But to say that recognizing when it's when does it best utilize me and not, or when can I best utilize it and not utilize it? Does that make sense? Am I operating right now? Am I operating out of love, or am I operating out of ego? Am I trying to look cool, or am I really trying to get some genuine information out there? And like you said, Nicole, just really recognizing it is the biggest thing. And once we recognize it and we begin to shed that need for approval, things like that. Like, I think I carried a lot of need for approval, like big confession session for me today. But from not just, my husband or my parents, or from you guys, from the goddesses and the hotties, but just in general, from pretty much anyone that I met. And beginning to shed that need for approval has really helped me to gain more confidence to walk into what I'm supposed to be doing. And really I had to go back and realize, like, where did I get that from? Where did that come from? And I spent some time, in particular, I have my intentions written out. And one of them in particular is enter the chamber of healing. And the other one is the healing of the divine masculine. And I really worked on that the other night. And the reason I bring that up is because the divine masculine, that's like within us, because within all of us, we have masculine and feminine. But for us goddesses, healing that divine masculine is healing the ego. And what I had learned was my ego would tend to run rampant because it'd been hurt so many times, or it'd been burnt, or frustrated, or fatigued, or tested, or tried so many times. And really I had to go back and heal that divine masculine, really send some divine love to heal the divine masculine, so that my masculine and feminine selves could start to balance. And really what I started to feel in particular was my divine masculine and feminine start to merge. Does that make sense? Where they weren't pulling against each other. Because sometimes we feel like we're at extremes. Like, I can be super girly, or I could be like, I'm in charge, I've got this, I'm the CEO. We can be very masculine thinking because we live in a masculine dominated society. Everything we do is masculine, right? Or not everything we do, but our society is driven through masculinity, our masculine thoughts. Kind of like I made the joke a few weeks ago, but it's funny, but so freaking true, but not really funny. How you can have an entire bill on women's health care with no women in the room. We just live in a very masculine driven society. We as women, we may go, well, let's check out all the instructions, or let's look at this one, and I want to compare to that one, and what about this one? And men are like, I want this, we're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. They're very, structured, and we tend to be more free flowing or free form. So really getting the masculine and feminine to make sure that they're balanced. And again, balance doesn't always mean equal, but healing my divine masculine, healing my ego, And as I was able to heal my ego, then I was able to recognize, okay, this is why it tends to run rampant from time to time. This is how I can keep the balance. Nicole says, yep, that's so me. It's been great waking up early, listening to my inner voice. Yeah, it really is. You know, one of the things that I've made a point to do that's helped me get my days going is right when I get up. I actually have a list of about 10 intentions, affirmations that I go through daily. But there's one in particular that's kind of like my master intention. And the big thing I've made a point to do is even if I wake up, I kind of, sometimes we wake up in the middle of the night as we're rolling over. Or if right when I wake up in the morning, I just run that through my mind. I run that through my mind. I try and get it through, if I fall back asleep, awesome. If not, I try and run it through as much as possible because it begins to set the tone. And like you said, Nicole, spending that time with your inner voice, connecting with yourself first thing, that can really, really help to drive an amazing day. And in a fruitful day, in a day that helps us to remain focused. It's kind of like we see those memes where it's like, oh, I forgot I was on a diet until after I ate the bag of chips. Like, I've done that before. Like, oh crap, I wasn't going to do that. But when we set those intentions, or we get in that vibe, or we get in that flow, and we spend some time and we commune with ourselves, with our divinity first thing in the morning, then it really helps us to set a path of, okay, now I'm on the right path. This is where I need to go. Now I can get out of bed. So I think the biggest thing that I want to say to that is just for anyone who may watch this later, if you're finding that you're you're in this, you've transitioned, you're supposed to be moving forward. You're still trying to shed that ego. And again, that part of that ego is that guilt, that fear, and that shame, those things. Because our ego uses those things to protect us, right? And really what it's about is learning the lesson and letting go of the hurt, the pain. And for some people, that even manifests physically. You'll be amazed. Here's a tiny example, and this is again where we need to come in and do some self-observation and some self-healing. If you've had maybe a crick in your shoulder that has been there for as long as you can remember, a lot of people, or maybe it happened, for a better example, during a car accident or something traumatic, right? And traumatic is specific to you. It doesn't have to mean, a violent act, just something that was traumatic and it abruptly disrupted your life in not a positive way, right? I think we can call that trauma. So sometimes, our bodies, for the example of the car accident, somebody maybe got in a car accident and they got hit from this side. And so they seized up. And so now, whenever they see somebody kind of out the corner of their eye, they kind of, or you've noticed, and I see this a lot with massage. That's why I bring this up. Certain people, when you go to touch them in certain areas, they just automatically tense up, or they seize up, or you bring up a certain topic and you may see somebody sitting there like this and and it may start to tense up on one side. And so what I'm getting at is when we can go, a lot of times our bodies, right? Our subconscious mind says, hey, I'm going to guard you. So anytime you see somebody coming, or anytime somebody brings up that topic, or that person comes around, I'm going to guard you. So you start to immediately tense up and close off. Your body starts to get tight, right? And that crick in your neck and your shoulder starts to intensify. What I'm driving at is a lot of times when we can identify exactly what that lesson was, because our brain is holding on to something. Your brain has a lesson for you. That's why it's protecting you. But now we go, okay, God, okay, spirit, okay, self, what was the lesson? And once you learn to accept the lesson, you can let the pain go. Once you heal it, then oftentimes the physical pain will begin to let go. A lot with nutrition. A lot of times when we're eating unnecessarily, or we're eating junk food and we can't just seem to, we bought all this healthy food, but yet we keep running to the store for like unhealthy snacks. A lot of times your body, it's craving something, right? But it's a physical manifestation. You're really feeding something that's going on in your emotional self. So when we can identify what that emotional hurt or what that emotional pain is, we can address it, heal it, and then all of a sudden those cravings start to disappear. Now I start to see myself in a new light. So that was a little long-winded, and I'm sorry for being so long-winded. Yes, and Nicole says, and not fight against it. Exactly. That's the biggest thing, to recognize that any change that's coming to you, especially when you're operating out of unconditional love and you're asking for divine help, knowing that it comes to you solely to support you, that that we can observe the trauma or the pain. And this is what I mean by going through it. We don't have to relive it. You know what I'm saying? We already know what happened. We already we you know, we don't need to relive it, but we can now observe it objectively, right? And once we observe it objectively and we recognize what it is and the lesson that we need to get from it, we can then begin to move past it. So like Nicole said, it's not fighting it. And a lot of us, we keep dealing with stuff that keeps coming up in our lives over and over and over, whether it be different issues or it's the same issue but different people. And we go, why is it that everybody always treats me like X, Y, and Z? It's not them, it's you. I always feel like so-and-so people are always trying to hate on me. They see me trying to come up in the world and they're always trying to drag me down. It ain't them, baby, it's you. So really, once you learn to go through the pain, and the reason why is the universe keeps bringing these. Number one, you're holding that vibration within you. So what you send out, you get back. But number two, the universe keeps bringing you back to it, or bringing it back to you so that you can heal it and get rid of it. So you don't have to accept something as people. I've always got haters. No, you're the hater. Sorry. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but you're the hater. People are always talking crazy to me. Why do they always da 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 da? You're attracting it to you. So when you let go of whatever it is that you're hung up on, when you observe it objectively, heal it with love, and let it go. Excuse my language. Then people will stop. Those people, those antagonists will stop coming around. So again, we have so much control over this life, over our bodies, over our health, over our minds, over the physical matter around us. It's a matter of just tapping into that energy, doing what we know is right, staying the course, and living according to our highest selves, right? Whatever we do, making sure that it aligns with our highest vibration, with our heart. And one of my intentions or affirmations, but was mine in particular. I wrote, the healthy balance of my mind, body, and spirit are my highest priority. And there was one in particular that I'm looking for. I effortlessly and easily manifest all my dreams and desires by living my highest goddess life, mind, body, and spirit. I effortlessly and easily manifest all my dreams and desires by living my highest goddess life. So by doing what I'm supposed to be doing, by staying true to me, literally, in my mind, in my body, and in my spirit, then I easily bring about what I want, right? Whether that be a new job, a new body, a new car. Staying focused, Diana tells us, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will reach your mark. So my mind, body, and spirit. So okay, I think Spirit is telling me to wrap up. That was mostly, I think I got out everything that was on my heart. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I apologize that it was so late. I really am glad that we were able to link up. Hopefully the sound is a little bit better, that you're getting a little bit of music, that you can hear me a little better than yesterday. And hopefully it's not picking up too much background noise, but we will make it happen. Thank you so much, by the way, Nicole and Drea and Javon. I really want to thank you three in particular for being with me, for all your feedback, whether it be on, hey, I missed the music, or I can't hear you, or that message was for me, or this is how I interpret that card. You know, I love hearing from you guys. It really is reaffirming for me, number one, and also because you guys have different interpretations sometimes of the readings, which I love because I want it to be applicable to your life, but it's insightful to me as well. So I really appreciate it, and I'm excited for really where we're headed, you know, for where the energy is taking us, for where the Spirit's moving, and to see what we begin to manifest within our lives. You know, this for me is one of my bringing things into physical manifestation, because I've always wanted to be able to do certain types of setups and have music playing, or be able to do a screen and have my backgrounds and what have you, and being able to film in different locations. And so, what's been interesting is just even following the messages that we've gotten in the readings has helped me to do that. Because as I begin to shed my fear and my insecurities, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and tackle such and such, and I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to do it live today. Like, to live stream is one thing. Like, I'm really proud of myself. To live stream with green screen is like, a lot of people don't do that, because it's not the easiest thing to pull off. And it's not that I put that I'm some big genius. I mean, it's a lot of people can do it. It's just a lot more effort. So I say all that to say, I'm seeing how, as we follow the energy that we've been given and the instructions that we've been giving, how it is beginning to manifest even in my physical life. So my physical world, and being able to bring things about, and meeting new people, and really just syncing with the synchronicities have been absolutely awesome. And for me, it's extremely out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm one of those by the book kind of people, in the sense that, especially when it comes to like my finances or this, that, and the other. And that's a big one. I just want to talk on this real quick. I've really, really, really had to change my thoughts on money. And it's not easy when not everyone in your household totally agrees with that. But fortunately, I was able to kind of express my feelings to my husband. But in the sense that, we all can do plus and minus, right? Like, we all know that if you bring in this much money, you probably shouldn't spend this much money, right? You probably should spend somewhere down here, and then hopefully have a little bit for a cushion, or for savings, or to do what you need to do. And so I've been doing some things in the sense that I used to view money very scarcely. Like, okay, we got to make this last because my next paycheck isn't until for another 2 weeks. Or, being self-employed, my next paycheck is when, hopefully when this client signs, or hopefully when I close this deal, or da-da-da-da-da-da, And so I would hold on to money. And what I realized was that as I was holding on, it was no longer living my life, right? Because when you're scared of when's the next paycheck coming, then you stop doing things, because you want to make sure that you have money to pay bills next week or next month or what have you. But in addition, I realized as I was like clenching onto these pennies, I was choking off the flow in. So imagine a water hose, If you have a hose flowing to you, or we getting the cards of prosperity, like the cornucopia of gold from heaven, and if you choke it off, then you're holding on to these few pennies, you don't allow it to flow through you. So I had to start taking the approach of money not only flows to me, but it flows through me effortlessly. And that understanding that money is extremely energetic, right? It's just like anything else, it is energy. So if I look at it as scarcity, then that's exactly what I'm going to get. I'm going to get scarce, energetic finances, right? But when I look at it as something that's abundant and it flows through me, so what it forced me to do, twofold, was to start spending a little more freely. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going out partying and buying vacations and buying all cars all willy-nilly, but it means, I did take some time to invest in my sound card. I got a new tripod for our camera, for our camera right here, so that you guys can see the cards, so that it would balance a little better. I'm investing in new light bulbs for my lamps to better light myself. And so those are things in the past that I might have been like, what about this $10? But what I'm finding is, as I allow the money to flow through me, understanding that I can allow it to flow to me as well. So it always shows up on time, and it always shows up in abundance. When I stop worrying about it, then it comes, right? So the other part to that is remembering back to our Isis deck, our Isis reading from Sunday, I think now 4 Sundays ago now, where the biggest message was, do the things that support what you want to bring about. So I can't sit here with closed fists and talk about I want abundance to flow through me. I need to allow it to flow. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense, y'all. I really, really hope that's making sense. So that's something that's been kind of weighing on me, because a lot of us, are not physically millionaires on this earth yet. We watch our words, because words, vibration, energy, create. So maybe in our spiritual realm, and we're looking to bring that down into our natural realm. But a lot of us, we have families. Money is something that is, at the top of our priority list. Most of us, have jobs or have careers, not for the fun of it, but because we have bills to pay. The awesome part about what we've moved into, and that I'm loving about even where I'm at, is I'm now in a position where I actually get paid to do what I love. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what it's about. When you're in your life purpose, you're getting paid to do what you love, because it just told you joy and abundance flow. In your desires, what they bring you, your desires and what you deserve. Not only your desires, but you deserve it as well. So understanding that the way we view money is the way that money views us, if that makes sense. Drea says, that's why they say to make money, you got to spend money. Exactly. And I looked at it like this also. I was like, if I'm not willing to invest in myself and invest in my platform and invest in my business, why would anyone else? So if I send out the intention and the energy of, I'm worthy, and I'm going to, and knowing that I get back what I put out, and a lot of times you get back even more when it comes to abundance. So why would I not? But I was trapped in that lack mindset, and this is going to sound really weird, guys. One of the things that got me out of the lack mindset is watching like HGTV and the Wealth Channel. And the reason being is, there's a meme that went around on Facebook, but you know those fixer-upper shows where people, like, they hire the people to come remodel their homes? Well, the meme, it was kind of funny, but there was a meme on Facebook, and it was like, husband says he trains, hamsters. He's a hamster trainer. Wife, and it was like some other really random career. And then it was like, how much do you have to invest in your house? Oh, we've got $1 million. Like, how do you make $1 million to invest in your house being a hamster trainer? Like, who does that? And so, long story short, what I started to realize, I'm like, these people are throwing $500,000 and $600,000 into their backyard pool. Into the pool. That's not even the house. That's not even the land, or their kids, college education or their retirement. This is $600,000 into a pool. And so I started seeing all of these people, and I was like, you know what? There is no lack of money on this earth whatsoever. The biggest thing is just, what am I tuned into? What is the frequency that I'm on? And I started realizing, I'm like, Sharita, you're not tapped into that money frequency. You over here in the woe is me, I wish I could, paycheck to paycheck frequency. So of course that's the life you're going to live. But when you start to view and understand that, hey, have you ever noticed there are just like certain groups of people where, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, I'm going to keep it real, that you're just like, man, those people always have money. That group of people, they've always got da-da-da-da-da-da. That group of people over there, and I don't even necessarily mean culturally or race. It's just, there are certain types of people where you're like, those people always have money. And you start to realize that it comes in, it's a frequency thing, and that's something that we learn from our parents even. How we approach money, or how we, like we were joking the other day about, like Drea said, putting the dollop of milk in the eggs to make it fluffy, because that's what my mama did, we view things because that's the way our parents were. And then, fortunately, unfortunately, some of their parents, grew up in the Depression, or came out of the Depression anyway. So it was imparted upon them, because that was a time of real scarcity, like for real. It was, but it wasn't. For the masses, it was. For the affluent, they were highfalutin all day long, and so that got implanted in our parents, and then that came down to us, But then there are people who are quote unquote old money, and they view money totally different. And I learned this a lot in massage as well, seeing these clients and the way that they spend money, and I'm like, I could never spend money on something like that. And I'm like, well, of course you couldn't, because you've got that lack mindset. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a whole tangent on money, but I won't say I'm not sorry. It wasn't my original intent to go off on the tangent of money, but it is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. Again, because money is something that is such a major influence in our world. I mean, maybe not in our personal lives. You know, you may not give two flying flips about whether or not I drive a Bugatti or, you know, an old Dodge Neon, you know, doesn't matter, you know, but on the flip side of the coin, money tends to dictate, you know, can I do this? Can I do that? What neighborhood do I live in? And sometimes what neighborhood do I live in dictates what schools my kids can go to. You know, it dictates, you know, so money in our physical world tends to hold a fair amount of power. And so really, I just want to make sure that we are giving it the appropriate amount of power, in the sense that we hold the power over the money. The money doesn't hold the power over us. And when we begin again, letting go of those feelings of lack, of scarcity, of insecurity, of what if, of doubt, being reminded here that you are safe and supported while you change your career. That was a very straight up, direct message. You are safe and supported while you change your career. I mean, not only are you protected from, you know, the naysayers and the haters, but you're supported. You know, you've got the things that you need. And again, the last part on money, and again, I'm bringing this up because as we make this change into this new career, and again, career isn't necessarily a job, it could be just a new way of living your life, that we need to be investing in ourselves, but really to use what we already have. Use what we already have. I mean, I showed y'all my little setup that I have going on here, right? This is not the fanciest studio setup by any means, but guess what? Like, it works. You know, I can make it work. Yeah, I had to rob a lamp from my living room. My husband joked about it last night. He's like, I'd really love to turn on the small lamp and turn off the ceiling light, but I was like, babe, I'm working on it. But really what I'm saying is use what you have. If all you have is, if you want to be a movie producer and all you have is a cell phone, by George, there are some amazing apps out there. And this is, I think, again, why we got this study card, because we get this one pretty regularly. Move these to the side. Why we got that study card, because maybe there is something that you want to do. There's a platform that you want to reach. I want to be a YouTuber, you know, or a YouTube star. There are people who make tons of money as YouTubers. Who knew, right? And they're good at it. But maybe that's what you want to do. But so get online and start learning how to use those things. Find the free software to give you the video editing effects. You know, find the free software to help you go out and find the new leads for the consulting business that you're taking advantage of, or that you're building. So use what you have, and again, as you begin to use it excitedly, happily, and thankfully, then you allow more to flow with you, to flow to and through you. But if we keep standing there like, I don't have, I need, I wish, and I'm talking to me too, by the way, I wish, you know, I want, and there's no problems with want, you know, but when we focus on what we don't have, then that's what we keep bringing about in our lives. So the biggest thing that I think I really just want to stress is how much control we have, how much control we truly, truly have over our physical world, not just our thoughts and our feelings and, oh, it's cloudy out, but it's still a sunny day to me, you know, but even over our physical matter. I'm in a prosperity group where we use a lot of visualization, and multiple times a day, people are writing testimonials about, oh my gosh, I visualized money coming in my account and I literally just checked my bank account and there was an extra zero before the decimal. Oh my gosh, I had very limited credit and very limited money, but I really wanted this brand new blah, 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 blah. I visualized it. I worked really hard on it. Da, 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 da. I did the things that we've been talking about. And here's my new car. And guess what? The payment's cheaper and I got 5% interest rate, you know, and you're like, you didn't have crap for credit, you know, meaning bad credit, and you didn't have any money, but you got a payment cheaper than what you anticipated and you got a better interest rate than most people in your position. Understanding that we can literally affect our physical matter because it is all energetic. Everything is energy. everything moves. If we remember back to our high school chemistry class, molecules, everything is made up of molecules. Matter is made up of molecules, and those molecules move, right? Those molecules at their basic state, when you break those molecules down into atoms, and then you break the atoms down even more, they become quanta. That is the basic state, quanta. And that is where we go into the spiritual, the quantum realm. This is what I love about science, because quantum mechanics, quantum physics, you might as well just call that spirituality. That is the science to me. My interpretation of quantum mechanics or quantum physics, especially quantum physics, is the science of spirituality. Some people do it in church, or do it in meditation. Some people do it in a laboratory and with instruments that measure. But a quanta, you can manipulate quanta. It is a frequency of energy with your thoughts and feelings and your words. So this is why Diana told us, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and your actions. Actions meaning doing the things. Use what you have. Keep them focused on your target and you will reach your mark. Keep your unwavering thoughts and feelings focused on, one of my goals is to make 40 grand a month. That's one of my starter goals. If y'all knew some of my beyond goals, you'd be like, dang. But I want to make 40 grand a month. So I need to be doing the things that bring about the types of clients that can help support my income of 40 grand a month, right? I can't sit here and just be like, I intend to earn 40 grand a month and then go do nothing to support that, right? I can't say I want to be healthy, but then go sit on the couch for 24 hours a day for the next 3 weeks and eat Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Kool-Aid, I got to do the things that bring about the support, but understanding that as you do the things in this physical realm, in your mental realm, in your spiritual realm, in your talk realm, that you're sending out greater and greater and greater energy that help to shape the quanta into atoms, into molecules. In the instance of money, understand that most of our money is digital, right? Like I go to my bank account and I get online and it tells me how much money is there. And in an instant, I can move it to another bank account. I can send you money on PayPal. You can send me money, and it's all instant. It's all digital. Understanding that digital money is a currency. What is digital internet? What does that run on? Our internet runs on fiber optic cables, right? Guys, that's pure energy. So this is how I see it every single day of my life. How you can manifest money in your bank account. Now, it's not to say that I'm, going to manifest $10,000 pouring out of the sky right here on this, on my desk in front of me. Not necessarily, but with my focus, unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions, and there's a little bit more to it. It's a intense process, but you begin to manipulate the energy, the light. What are we always talking about? Love and light. It's all the same thing. And again, as we live in this digital world, you can begin to manipulate the light within those fiber optic cables, and you will find, I see it every day. Went to go pay a bill and they told me I had a credit balance. I went to go pay a bill and it was already handled. No, they check the history. They don't show that I owe a balance. All these unexplained phenomenon, these things that we call miracles in life. Yeah. So guys, I'm sorry. I could go on and on and on, but really I really want to impress upon you how much control you have. And I think the reason why this is weighing on me so heavily right now is because now that we have been moved into this new place, now that we have planted the seeds, it's we've got all the power. There's no need to sit back. Get to work. Like you said earlier, Nicole, it's time to get to work. Use all of this power. We are creators. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature. That's what I'm talking about. The energy, the light, the matter. Those are universal laws of nature. Nobody can deny that. A molecule is a molecule, right? An atom is an atom. Quanta is a quanta. But she also uses her esoteric power in her conscious mind to create her desires and to manifest them into reality. Y'all have heard of The Secret, right? Y'all believe that, right? I'm just giving you the deeper details behind it. All right. That's what I got for today. I love you lots, goddess. Let's chug a lug because, you know, if I don't stop now, I won't stop. And really, I feel good about everything that I've said. Sometimes I'll get done and I'm like, Sharita, you really talk too much. But no, there were some things I think that the energy that spirit really wanted to put out there. And again, it might not be for everybody who's listening right now. It might be for somebody who's watching this later. It might just be energy that I needed to put out into the world, you know, whatever it is, and that it's going to be received and sent back. But at any rate, you know, I'm very confident that everything that I've shared is exactly, are some things that we need to be aware of moving forward into our manifestation. So I love you lots, y'all. You're amazing. Have an amazing day. Let's social it up one more time. It's Saturday. Thanks for riding out with me, Nicole. I know we've been going almost an hour here. Wasn't my intent, but I love when we are able to go deep like this, and really it's just so reaffirming and reassuring that we are moving in the right path, and that all the change that is going on, not only within us, but even look within the world, look within our politics. You know, look within our financial establishments, you know, in terms of the stock market and what have you. Like, there's so much amazing change going on. And for those who are unaware, it's going to be scary. It's scary to them. But for us, we know that we're protected. We know that and supported, that there's no lack. We've been getting so many cards prior to this, letting us know that as we move in our life purpose, the abundance just flows from heaven. We've been seeing so many cards with the cornucopia of gold just coming down from heaven. And as we move further and further into our life purpose, and we live our authentic lives and our authentic selves, and we do the things in this physical realm to support our spirituality, and our spirituality will come down and support our physical realm, and we just begin to manifest. And we're new people, we're new thoughts, we're new creations, we're new feelings, we're new attitudes. We're amazing. We're amazing. The only thing that we lack is lack. I don't know if that's a thing, if that's like a double negative, but we are amazing. We are absolutely amazing. So I love you so much. One of the things, Nicole, that I want to share with you, personal, is with your foot. I want you to get online, get on YouTube, and I want you to watch a couple of videos about how bones heal themselves, right? Because typically, you know, at the end of the day, your doctors came in, they did the surgery, they got your foot stabilized, but at the end of the day, you know, your foot heals itself, right? Or if somebody breaks, like if I were to break my arm, they may come in and put a cast on it, but at the end of the day, you know, they've stabilized it and they've set it and stabilized it, but my body will begin to heal itself. So really what I'm getting at is I want you to watch some videos of exactly what the body does. You don't have to know, you know, the cytoblast then goes here and it helps to form new bone and it blah, 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 over to the, you know, you don't have to know all that, right? But I want you to visually be able to see it. So when you go into your meditation, this is where it starts to get fun. And we can kind of play with this if you'd like. But when you go into your meditation, I want you to visualize your foot healing itself. So this way now you know what you're looking at, right? Because you've seen the videos. Like there'll be probably animated videos on YouTube that will show, and then the blood flow vessels come here, the blood vessels go here, and the cells do this, and cytoblasts do that, and they create new tissue, and da-da-da-da-da, and as the bone starts to harden, and then the muscle starts, you know, you'll see all that. So really, but the main thing is I want you to know exactly what it is that's going on in your body. I want you to start, if you feel like it, use your stones as well, your healing crystals, but start meditating and visualizing that process going on in your foot. And what will be interesting to see, and this is something I would say do very consistently, if you can get it in at the very least once in the morning, you know, right when you're waking up, if you happen to wake up before the babies do, and you've got a few moments to kind of visualize that, or like you said, when you're spending time with your inner self, but visualize your foot healing. And I would love to see, it'd be amazing to see if maybe, you know, at your next doctor's visit, they go, wow, you're healing a lot faster than anticipated. When you know, there's a lot of ancient science on that. And the key thing is really just knowing exactly what's going on. It's one thing to meditate and I feel my foot healing, my foot is healing, my foot is healing. It's something else when you know exactly, because again, I gotta stop. But you can manipulate the physical matter within your body. You can manipulate the vibration within your body. So when you set that vibration, but it's a very specific intent vibration going to your foot, this is exactly how I need you to heal yourself. Rapido. Do some amazing things. Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube where like people will have tumors and they'll put the tumor on a monitor and then they'll have like maybe monks or someone, you know, something chanting, or maybe they'll call in ministers and they'll be praying around them. And not even in time-lapse photography where it speeds it up, but in just normal time, you'll see the tumor. All that concentrated energy. You can do the same thing with healing your foot. Can't hurt, right? All right, that's all I got. Because again, if I don't stop, I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. I love you lots. Have an awesome day. And we will probably do a bigger read tomorrow. I'm going to try and again, make sure I can get all my logistics figured out with the music and with my mic and all that good jazz. And we'll do a bigger read and yeah, make it happen, Captain. Love you lots. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. By the way, for anybody who happens to catch this later, if you want to do some healing in your body, whether it be ailments, whether it be bloating, whether it be losing weight, know exactly how your body operates and you can do just that. There's tons of science on it. Please go do some research and prove me wrong on that. I love you guys. Have a great one. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.